Okay, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
It is Monday.
It sure is.
Yep.
Woke up tired.
Yeah. All right, today.
But I woke up.
Right. Today, the death of Herod Agrippa, Acts 12, starting at verse 20. Now Herod was very angry with the people of Tyre and Sidon. So they sent a delegation to make peace with him because their cities were dependent upon Herod's country for food. The delegates won the support of Blastus, Herod's personal assistant, and an appointment was with Herod was granted. When they arrived, Herod put on his royal robes, sat on his throne, and made a speech to them. The people gave him a great ovation, shouting, "It's the voice of a god, not of a man." Instantly, an angel of the Lord struck Herod with a sickness, because he accepted the people's worship instead of giving glory to God. So he was consumed with worms and died. Meanwhile, the word of the Lord continued to spread, and there were many new believers. When Barnabas and Saul had finished their mission to Jerusalem, they returned, taking John Mark with them. Now the commentary. These coastal cities, Tyre and Sidon, were free and self-governing, but economically dependent on Judea. We don't know why Herod had quarreled with them, but now representatives from those cities were trying to appease him through his personal assistant. Herod died a horrible death accompanied by intense pain. He was literally eaten alive from the inside out by worms. Pride is a serious sin, and in this case, God chose to punish it immediately. God does not immediately punish all sin, but he will judge everyone. Hebrews chapter 9, verse 27. Accept Christ's offer of forgiveness today. No one can afford to wait. John Mark was Barnabas' cousin in Colossians chapter 4, verse 10. His mother Mary often would open her home to the apostles. Acts chapter 12, verse 12. So John Mark would have been exposed to most of the great men and teachings of the early church. Later, John Mark joined Paul and Barnabas on their first missionary journey, but for unknown reasons, he left them in the middle of the trip. Paul criticized John Mark for abandoning the mission, Acts chapter 15, verse 37 through 39. But Mark wrote the gospel that bears his name, and he was later acclaimed by Paul as a vital help in the growth of the early church, 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 11.
Eaten alive from inside out by worms, and you just think about how when you open a container of worms, you see them all wiggling around in there and intermingling with each other, you know. And if you just think about if you think about how things in our minds kind of stir around and mingle in and out of each other, and how it can overtake you. Yeah. You know, whether it be pride or negativity thoughts or whatever, it all just kind of stirs around inside of you, and it keeps growing and growing and multiplying, and you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Worm, it could have been, parasite people get, parasites can't get rid of, or, that kind of a worm, or it could literally be a.
Well, I'm just thinking that if you use that visualization for me, it just, even if you don't have parasites or worms that's physically killing you, that's the way it eats the pride or the negativity or whatever it is in going on inside of you, eats away at you. Yeah. You know, because he was literally eaten inside out, but I'm just figuratively, that's how things eat away at you from inside out.
Yeah. Yep. It's and yet we still are waiting on the Antichrist, who will basically do the same thing, proclaim himself as God when he shows up at some point. So that's so don't mess with God.
No.
You know, he is the only one that is deserving of all the glory.
That's right.
And try to take it for yourself always ends up badly. So I hope everybody has a glorious day, and we'll talk to you later.